Today we have our guest, Rubina Patterson, and we'll talk about the life after foster care system. How are we equalizing foster care and Rubina?
So you are what you think you are. Whatever we think about is what we become.
Okay.
So if you're growing up from birth, as I was, in an institution, along with other children, not in the family framework, you believe this is what you are as a person. You believe that you're not wanted. You believe that there's a reason I must have done something. I blame myself. I must have done something to be put in an institution as a baby.
So foster care system normally occurs when a child is in danger within the family. Was that in your case, or how did you, found yourself in foster care?
So that's an interesting question because I never really found out. So there's all different stories I was told. I don't know if any of them were true. All I know was that my mother was pregnant and that the baby wasn't wanted. It has a huge impact.
Yeah.
So this is why it's important that those of us who go through this process, we understand that none of that is our fault. We have to understand that we're worth something. But it's very, very difficult to learn that if you haven't got any support.
Yes.
And this is why, more than any children, these are the children that have to be looked after. And it's a reflection on society when they're not being looked after. Everything that a person does as they are looking after a child, there's an impact.
True, it is, yes, yeah. But as well, you said that it should be explained.
It should be explained.
Do you believe as a child you are able to understand when somebody's saying to you, you go into a family for a couple of years and then you're going to come back here if we don't find somebody to adopt you? Do you think a child would understand that? Would you have understood?
I don't think I would have understood, but children are very resilient. They can adapt quite well. So if it came from somebody that really cared about them, then they would understand. But if it isn't explained, then it's quite traumatic. So communication is absolutely crucial.
It's vital.
Absolutely.
It is, yeah.
It has to be explained. Because we're actually looking after someone who will eventually grow up and they will go into the society and they will feel that they're not important. And I've seen that for myself. I've seen people who feel they're not worthy of anything. They're not worthy of love. They grow up without loving themselves. You have to understand that, and to learn how to love yourself is so important.
They were a Caucasian family, they were a white family, and you were a black child. How did you feel about it?
It was really strange. I thought maybe later on I would turn white. That's how I grew up.
Interesting.
I didn't learn anything about my heritage, about black people, about how we moisturise, how we do our hair. I didn't learn any of that. So I had to teach myself how to be black as I grew up in the children's home. So there's a lot of people with identity issues, self-image issues, because first of all, they're not wanted. And then they might go to a family of a different colour, which is honourable. But the people that foster children from a different ethnicity, they have to take on board that this individual has to know about their ethnicity so they can go out into the world confident in that. I would definitely say it helps. I know people say, we don't notice colour, but it goes deeper than that. The child has to understand who they are. They have to understand the truth about who they are. Not just that they're loved, which is huge. They have to understand their ethnicity because they haven't got a family to tell them where they're from. So whose responsibility is that? It has to be from the people who are actually looking after that child. It's so important. Unless people understand about ethnicity and about our culture as black people, how they haven't taken it upon themselves to understand and help a child from a different background, that has a huge impact.
So did you reject being black? Did you hate it being black?
I wouldn't say I hated being black. I just didn't understand.
You didn't
I didn't understand why I was different. Why am I different from everyone else?
The family that you were in, at any point, do you think that they made an effort to bring your culture or your ethnicity, to life?
I think not really. I think that for them as a white family, it was about we don't notice colour. It doesn't, because they wouldn't have taken me in otherwise. With open arms, you know, they don't recognise, they don't notice any difference. You're no different from any of us.
Okay.
But I am different.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's your responsibility to make me proud of that and help me understand. You see, so I know the process for fostering and adoption is quite involved, but this should definitely be included.
Did you feel loved?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Until I went back.
I was just about to ask you that. Yes, yeah.
So society, they say, I know there's an old African proverb that says it takes a village
To raise a child.
to raise a child. Well, a village can destroy a child. A village can destroy a child. So we have to make that child feel valued. And this is where the problem is.
Okay.
Where is the net? Where's the safety net? Where's the care for the children?
Where's the support
Where are the
system?
clubs they can go to? Where are the people they can speak to? So these are the people who are going to be growing up as adults and having responsibilities.
Okay.
And they're going to have children themselves.
If you had the magic wand, how would you better, or how would you perfect this system, and how, you know, going forward?
So there's two ways. You have to invest in the person to grow their self-belief, but grow their self-image first and foremost. We're carrying a huge stigma with us. Give them a mentor, give them some support, give them somewhere to live, give them a place where they can belong. If I had money myself, I would definitely build housing for them.